This conference will now be
Hello
recorded.
guys, very good evening for all. I hope you all are well and doing good. So guys, am I audible for all properly? Is also my skin visible for you? Please confirm. All right, great. So guys, in the last session we have discussed the journal entries, how we have to pass those transaction journal entries in the tally software of payment receipt and contra vouchers and also journal voucher. I had given you the assignment for that. I hope you all have done that assignment. If you have any doubt, any query from that, you can ask about your queries. All right, Soumya, you are asking about the contra entry. Could you please show again how the denominations tab come? Denominations comes automatically. We don't have to do anything extra for that. Let me show you how you have to do that. Suppose we are passing this transaction, 6 point, depositing amount into the bank. What we have to do, we have to go for the vouchers here, press F4 for the contra, put the date. Now we are depositing here, the deposit entry will be bank account debit to cash account. So cash will go in the credit. In the credit, select the cash, fill the amount, whatever we are depositing. Suppose we are depositing 25,000. Press enter. In the debit, select the bank, press enter again. When you press enter from the bank option, it will show you this bank allocation. Press enter again. The denominations comes automatically. You can see after pressing the enter from the bank amount option, this option is coming automatic. And this option only comes in the deposit entry, okay? It will not come in the withdrawal entry. So here we have to just fill these denominations. Suppose we have 14 of this, sorry, like 12 and 2 of 500. Is that clear now? If you guys have any other dart query from these entries or from any of the voucher entry between payment, receipt, contra, general voucher, then please ask. I hope you all have done the practice for that. It is very grateful if you have done the practice. If you have don't have done the practice for these transaction entries, I can't do anything in that because past practice is more important in this. Maybe you have not filled all the amount carefully. If our debit and credit balance does not match, it will ask again to select the ledgers. So guys, I am assuming all of this is clear for all of you. Now guys, should we discuss some more transaction entries in these four vouchers, or should we move on to the next topic? Please let me know about your thoughts. All right, guys, so let's move on to the next topic. Our next topic is cost center and cost categories. This is a simple topic with the transaction entries as well. Let's see what is this and how we have to use. So let's have an example here. On 1st July, company paid 65,000 building rent by check number this. So we have this transaction here, and what we are doing in this, we are paying the office rent, the building rent of rupees this. Okay, but here their parts are given, their categories are given, you can say. So the rent we have paid as a ground floor, first floor, second floor. Means this 65,000 value contains these three floors rent. 40,000 for the ground floor, 20,000 for the first floor, 5,000 for the second floor. Okay, so how we have to do that? It is very simple. We will take help of cost center and cost category features. For this, we have to activate few options. Here are these steps. You please note this on your notes. Basically, when an expense have their subparts, we have to use cost center and cost category. Subparts example, we have this one. Like in the second, we are paying the traveling expenses of below transports. Like cab, we have traveled by cab, train, plane, bus, etc. So if any of the expense have their subparts, we have to use cost centers and cost categories. Cost categories will be the expense name, and the cost center will be the subparts. Means our these of the subparts basically called the cost centers, and the cost category will be the building rent, the ledger name. How we have to activate? Step 1, activate cost center option from F11 company features. So in the Tally software, what you have to do, you have to press F11 first, then you have to activate the cost center option. Here the cost center option is giving enable cost centers. You can see this option, just make this option yes. Okay, I am writing the option here. Option is enable cost centers. This is the option which you have to yes. Save that. After this, what we have to do, the step 2, create cost category, then cost centers from create option. Cost category will come from show more option. Okay. After doing that, we have to create the cost category. For the cost category, we have to click on the create option. Then, as it is mentioned here, cost category will come from show more. So click on the show more option here. Then you will see the cost category. Press enter on it. Click on create new. Just type the category name. Here a note is also given. Make sure you will create the cost center under the correct cost category. So first we have to create the cost category. The cost category we can create by the name as a rent category or the building rent category, whatever you want you can say. Just mention category after that. It is not important. It is just for our reference. Now save that by Control A. One category we have created. After this, we have to create the cost centers. Click on the cost center option and here select the category first. Okay, this is the same it is mentioned here. Make sure you create the cost center under the correct cost category. We have to make sure about this. So the category will be rent category here. Name. In the name, assign the cost center name. It is ground floor. So put ground floor here. Save that by Control A. The next is first floor. We will create the first floor here. Save it by Control A. The next is second floor. Save that. We have created the cost centers and cost categories. Then we have to create the expense list and activate this. Okay. So I will explain all of this from the starting. First, guys, kindly note all these steps. When you're done with noting these steps, then please let me know. After that, I will explain all the things from starting. All right, guys. Now let's see how we have to do the cost center categories from the starting. Let me delete those first which we have created. So basically we use the cost center and cost categories when we have an expense subparts. You can see an example here. Company is paying building rent of 65,000 by the check. The rent is categorized and divided into the three parts. Ground floor 40,000, first floor 20,000, second floor 5,000. So it means in this example, we have to use the cost centers and cost category because their expense are in categorized in the subparts and many parts. Okay. So how we have to do that? First, we have to activate the option of the cost centers and cost categories. In the Tally software, press F11 for the company features. F11 is a shortcut key to go into the company features. So simply press F11 here. Then we have to activate this option, enable cost centers. Make this option yes and press Ctrl A to save that. After that, we have to first create the cost centers and cost categories. First, we will create the cost category. After that, we will create the cost centers, just like the ledger creation. Okay. So for that, we will go into the create option. You can see here the cost center option is available, but category option is not available. So what I have to do, I have to click on show more. Then the cost category option will be available here. Press enter. It will ask you for create new. Select the create new option and type the category name. Category name is up to us. We can type this category name as per our requirement and based upon the expense ledger. So our expense is rent. We can say the rent category. Mentioning the category is not a mandatory thing. It is just an option for our reference. After doing that, press Ctrl A to save it. So guys, this is how we have to activate the cost center option. We have to create the cost category and what are the cost center and cost category. Till this point, is everything clear? Do you have any query? All right, great. After creating the cost category, go back, press escape button. Now we have to create these cost centers. Cost center are these: ground floor, first floor, second floor. So again, go for the create option. Click on the cost category this time. Sorry, cost centers. Cost category we have created. Now we have to create cost centers. Make sure you will select first the category here. The cost centers you are creating for which category, you have to select that particular category first. Okay. So select the rent category. Then in the name option, type the cost center name. The cost center is ground floor. That's it. Press Ctrl A to save that. The next cost center is first floor. Save it by Ctrl A. Then second floor. Save it by Ctrl A. We have created the cost centers as well. Is that clear for all? All right. Now what we have to do, we have to pass this transaction journal entry in the payment voucher. Because we are paying, it will go for the payment. For that, we need this ledger first, building rent. So we will create the ledger. So go for the create option and ledgers. Type the name we are creating as building rent. That will be our indirect expense. And that's it. The normal ledger creation, but we are doing now the cost center and category for this ledger. So if in any ledger you are doing the cost center or category, you have to activate one option in this ledger creation part. The option comes up basically from here, more details. You can press Control I, the same shortcut key you have noted here. Okay, click on this more details option. Then you will find the option by the name cost center applicability. This option you have to make sure it should be yes. By default it is yes. If it is not yes, you have to yes from here. If you are not using the cost center for any ledger, you can deactivate that from here as well. To deactivate, just press enter. It will get deactivated. Press Ctrl A and Ctrl A again to save that ledger. So is the ledger creation with activating the cost center option clear for all? Basically the step 3 here. Is that clear for all of you guys? All right. Now we have created the cost centers, activated the features, and created the ledger. Now just we have to do to pass the journal entry. So go for the vouchers. In the vouchers, go for payment voucher first. Okay. After coming in the payment voucher, first type the transaction date. It is first of the the proper rent category. Please check the category in the alter option of the first floor cost center. If you are working on the laptop, it will not, you don't have to press directly F11. In the laptop, the function keys work with the Fn button. Fn key is available in your keyboard. Okay, just search for that. Then just check you have activated the cost center applicability option in the ledger creation. And also check the other cost centers you have created those under the correct category. So guys, are you all done with this? All right, great. Now let's have one more example. On 1st of the May, company paid 5,000 to Mike by check this of traveling expense for below transports. So the transport mediums are given as follow. This is also a question of cost centers and cost categories. First thing we have to do, the cost center option is already activated. We have to create the category, then the cost centers. So let's create the traveling category first. Go for the create option, cost category, traveling category we have to create here. Just mention category. Save that by Control A. Now cost centers. Press backspace and change the category from here. We have to select traveling here now. Then the cost centers are cab, bus, train, and plane. After this, we have to create the traveling expense ledger. So our traveling expense ledger, we need to check if we have already created or not. So for that, you can go for the alter option, ledger, search for traveling. You can see the traveling expense ledger is already created. So we don't have any need to create this again. Just open that ledger in the alter, press Ctrl I and make sure call center applicability should be yes. It is yes here. We don't have to do anything now. Now just go for the payment voucher and pass the payment entry. Vouchers payment. The date is 1st May for that. All right. Debit the traveling expenses. Fill the amount which is mentioned here, 5,000. When we press enter from this debit balance, it will automatically ask you for cost allocations. In this, first select the cost category. It is traveling category. Select the cost centers. Cab by 1,000 rupees. So cab, put the 1,000 amount here. Next is train by 1,500. Train 1500. Plane and bus. Plane is for 2,000 and last is bus for 500. And that's it. Press enter here again. Select the payment method. We are paying by the check, so bank will be credit here. Fill the check number and save the entry. So this is the second example of the cost center and cost category expense payment transaction. Is that clear for all guys? All right, great. Just save that. The other questions of the cost centers you have to pass by your own in your homework. Do